and welcome back to Tekkit Projects. So in today's episode, following on from the introduction of the world of the spaceship, I am slowly but surely triggering a few bits and bobs to be built, and I am also going through the process of setting up, don't know why I did that, a few other things as well. So today, after I've got this system working again, I am going to build something, progressive towards the space station's completion. I need some silly cone. That should do me nicely. So put the diamond in there, put the redstone in there, put that in there because it always fails the first time. If I put, it will steal all of that first column there. So I don't know why. The first time it runs, it just takes all of that first bollocks of silicon. So actually, I'm going to want to save as much of that as I can. Oops. There we go. If I put that into there now, it should not mess me about. Having said that, it probably will. So that's making advanced wafers. We will switch some extra steel into here. That one's not doing anything, that one's not doing anything, and that bonus one's not doing anything. Good. Right. Okay. So let's go to, and I will show you what's going on. So I still got my wand. I have plenty of quarries now in my actual overworld. So I've got 3 quarries out here in the overworld, one over there, and one which is much closer just here. And they've been set up on top of locations that I know have, or should have, marble. That's actually made steady progress, much faster than I thought it would. So I've missed most of the marble. Oh, no, I suppose it's going to find more. So basically I'm using this to obviously mine out marble, a little bit at a time. So I've got plenty to use, ooh, bit of lag, plenty to use for my space station. But today we're going to take to the space station because we have made some progress. So I've said I would. So I've built a good portion of the platform. I've also got the landmarks out to work out the dimensions of the machine that I'm looking to build. Now I probably should do this with the filler because it'll just be quicker. But this is what I've been doing so far. Is just pretty much manually adding in blocks as I work it out as I go. I wanted to finish this row off because incomplete rows irritate me. Okay, but this system is what we're going to build or use to build the next step. So obviously a space station is never a perfectly flat station like this. There is always a bit more of a third dimension to it. So I want to build the third dimension today, and it's going to be a cylinder through the middle so that I can obviously attach like fins at the bottom. Everyone's seen a space station, you know how it's set up. You have like fins with solar panels, and I know they're completely useless and pointless, but I still want them because they look quite cool. So what I've done to get this without having to manually build it is I'm going to use the cylinder module with all of these scale modules and transition modules nicely set up so that when I turn it on, it builds a cylinder around here. Obviously it'll take some time because it's not quite as powerful and as speedy as it should be, and it will give us a nice cylinder around which we can obviously work. Now I'm going to build it out of Galactic Craft core dirt blocks because the grey colour is just about the right grey colour in the default texture pack for me. I like the white and the grey, it works well together. I will slowly but surely remove these tin decoration blocks as well. So all I need to do, if I remember rightly, is put the field stabilizer module in here and then turn it on. And what it will start to do, or should start to do, I hope, is place blocks. There you go, it's starting to place blocks. So this will eventually, over a very long period of time, because it's very slow, build the cylinder for me. Now, I don't know how many of these blocks it's going to need. It's already drained all of its power. So why aren't you transferring more power quicker than that? So you've got... okay, so... Well, we know this is going to be happily doing that. So let's go and get some more speed modules. That seems perhaps quite excessive, but I've committed to it now. And it's easy enough because I can just walk through my portal. And here we are. So I don't need to put them into you. I need to put quite a few into you. Okay, now you're getting a bit silly. So you're still using that faster than I can give it to you. But I'm not seeing where you're using it. Now the bottom half, the bottom cylinder part is much bigger or much larger. It hasn't added any more since I was last here. Right, let's put another 20 in here then. It doesn't appear to be making much of a difference. Okay. What's going on here? That picks it up so quickly. Yeah, it's maintaining it, but it's not actually... It's maintaining the right amount of power, but it doesn't seem to be making any advance. There we go, it is actually doing things. It's doing things down there. There we go. So because it was on 0, it was having problems. Now that it's maintaining itself nicely at 40, it's happy. What a stupid system. So that's not quite... not quite enough. So we will get some more speed modules. Probably not quite as many this time. And we will use this opportunity again. See if that helps. So that's actually starting to make a little bit of a dent. It's still not making profit as such, but we're there. So it's actually doing it now. This is no longer have 54. Yeah, it's ticking along nicely. So we can leave the cylinder to run, and we can start having a look at the layout I want on this sort of this platform. So one of the, or a couple of the things that I want to have a big reactor, probably in one of the corners. I want to have obviously an AE link network so I can get to my ME network without having to travel back to Earth. I'm going to want oxygen generation because I obviously want to breathe, and I'm also going to want to perhaps put some sort of battery system up here because I need to try and balance the needs of the machine that I'm building with the power that I can generate up here for it. So I want, effectively, I'm going to move my cyanide reactor from down on Earth in my base up here onto Mars. Oh, this isn't Mars, is it? I couldn't say moon when I meant Mars. Now I'm saying Mars when I mean space station. I'm totally confused about where I am in the world. So I'm going to have my cyanide reactor up here, make it bigger so that it's much more efficient, but at the same time obviously much less efficient, deliberately so it generates that cyanide. That will eventually be replaced, I would imagine, by a turbine, because it will be more efficient to generate power from the turbine than it will be from obviously just a standard reactor. I'm also thinking about putting a crystals room up here, so using those crystal gateways and all the books that I've got and building a massive room that I can come to very quickly and then get back from very quickly to sort of like a teleporting or halfway house. Okay, so we'll leave this to potter along as such, and I'll go back and grab some reactor casing. So how big is my big reactor, cyanide reactor, and how much power does it generate? I think it was like 1,000, 6,000, and it's, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6 by 6. So that gives me a 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4 internals. Oh, that's not too bad at all. So we'll grab some reacty, some reactor casing, and we're going to make it bigger. So I'm happy to grab. Oh, that made that a lot quicker than I was expecting to be. Plenty more. This thing's happily plotting along. That's nice. Okay. Okay. So if we are going to have the big reactor, and we might as well make it floor to ceiling for obvious reasons. So I make it into the floor. That would, again, makes sense. Okay. So let's put it somewhere symmetrical. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a good starting point. I did take your advice, Mr. Reborn. Thank you for it. And I put a magnet on my space suit so I can get everything that I need. Never able to reply to your comments directly, but I always appreciate them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should get all of that sorted out. Okay. So if this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not. I ballsed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I was going to extend it by enough to put a surround of chemicals in it as well. So you know, if I've got cyanite around mine, I want to add either redstone or ender around it so that it's got more reactivity or whatever it is I need to have to get it, again, to make it even worse. So if I extend it by 1, that means the 4x4 core, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, so I need to have it by 8, so it needs to go one more this way, and one more this way. Logically, that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 space around the back, 3 space around the side, and we should now be able to fill this in. I would hope. Obviously, once I've got the power up here, I can then move to having a sustainable ME network up here, or at least a connection to it, and we'll be good to go, won't we? Okay. So you've all seen me build big reactors before, but never in space. Boom. That is obviously 6 by 6, 8 by 8. Sorry, is a 64 block of reactor casing. So we should be able to have 4 by 4 in the middle, and then surrounded by appropriate chemical of choice. So we're going to have the ability to easily put a layer around the bottom, except I'm going to run out of reactor casing, and I need to go get some more. So this is still pegging its way along, as happy as it likes. I came back for reactor casing. And need to get this reactor, so I probably want to remove its spare yellorium and yellorite blocks, and that way it will self, decline. It will eventually work its way down, because I don't really want to waste too much of it. That would be a very poor decision. Shall I make some reactor glass? Not electromagnetic glass. Turbine glass, or reactor glass. Oh, do I not have... Apparently I don't have it on the system. Where is... We're going to need some of these. That'll do. And I wanted some reactor glass, which is glass and reactor casing. Obviously I'm going to use the one that I have thousands of, that seems logical. I'm not quite sure how much glass I'm going to use, so let's just take 20 and we'll see what we need. And reactor casing. Okay. So I know I'm going to use my existing fuel rods, etc., but we'll just get this set up so we can see where it's all going, and I'll continue the progress. So obviously these Tekkit project episodes related to the space station is all about the progress that we're making to build the space station. So the next row from either this side or this side will be the sort of controls. And I haven't made it big enough or small enough to make it even, which is irritating. Which means the control window will be somewhere annoying. So I put the control window deliberately off to one side. God, making even reactors is apparently not very artistically friendly. Definitely put it up to the top into the roof. That makes sense to me. Even though apparently I've already built too much of the roof in certain places. Everyone likes going back and undoing what they've already done. Doesn't get irritating and annoying at all. Need to remember to turn my jetpack off as well. Well, don't tell me I can't click that. That's again also very annoying. Okay. And we're done. Come on. Let's get this started for now. Ah, damn it. Jetpack again. I could easily jump without the need for the jetpack. Not enough control nodes. Yeah, that's not fair enough. Okay. New J jetpack sorted. So we can go jetpack on, jetpack off. So if I go jetpack off now and jump, it's still very high, but it's not as high as the jetpack was. Okay, so we can bring the rest of the reactor casing. We've got the glass, and we've got the fuel rods. So the fuel rods are going in the middle, deliberately. And obviously I've already got 2 more, I think, layers. So 1, 2, so I need 1 more row of fuel rod canister thingies. This is going to be a ridiculously inefficient but also powerful cyanide reactor, isn't it? Let's be honest. Which we could eventually convert into a steam generating one as well. It's probably pretty much the same size as my big reactor downstairs, isn't it, actually, thinking about it? So making steady progress. It is very definitely steady progress. He's paused again. I don't know why you're having trouble for no obvious or apparent reason all of a sudden. I don't even know what you're using it for at the moment. I've turned you off. You're currently off. You should be idling. back on again. Alright, well, I'll come back and sort that out in a second. Right, well, I'll call this an end to episode 1 of Tekkit Project's Space Station, and I'll bring you back pretty quickly for episode 2. I'm just going to continue building bits and bobs up on my space station and showing you the key build bits as I go. I'll build the walls without you, but I'll show you everything else. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again shortly for the next episode. Bye for now, guys.